Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Akash here. Welcome back to Metroid Other M. Sector 2 100%. Which is intended to be the finale. Though will it be the finale? Now the Squirtic attack can destroy the Gigaproud. But it can't immediately destroy the Arachnid, or the Gription, or the Super Gription. I'll miss you, Sector 2. I do like the winter. Though, where I'm at, like, we had snow. Like, it was snowing a bit, like a month or like a couple months ago. And then we've had nothing else. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. We haven't had any more snow after that. Another Desbrachian. Ow. Ow. That is a tight room. Ah! Gotcha. Alright, now what did you open up? Wait. Oh. No, I don't want to go here just yet. I had a feeling, it was like, I think this Desbrachian, or Desbrachian, I think this Desbrachian hatch leads to the final area, like where I'm actually supposed to go. And I also can't get this upgrade. Thought maybe that would have worked. Evidently not. Yeah, if I recall correctly, that expansion I can't get until after I visit the final area. Which I think means that I also can't get this one either until I do the final area. Which means it's back to Sector 1, perhaps? I'll do Sector 3 first. You know, something I was thinking about in last episode, which was like during like part of Samus's monologues where she's like, and she admits it's just conjecture, but like the thought wouldn't leave her mind, which was that when MB had like connected with the infant Metroid, it was like at that moment she had like developed a soul of sorts. And because of that precedent, because of like some strong encounter or emotional moment of sorts, or connection, yeah, that something that had no soul developed one. It's because of that precedent that there's like one particular idea for like there's that curious bit at the end of Metroid Dread where Quiet Robe X appears in Samus's ship and then like bows like submissively and then sheds its form and then it just like kills itself by going within Samus and like either destroying her Metroid DNA or just like weakening it or like deteriorating it enough so that she was like returned to normal, so to speak. But I think it was implying that it actually like her DNA was actually destroyed. Or her Metroid DNA, rather. But an idea that I had was that basically, like, you know, Samus had said about the X-Parasites that they were soulless abominations. That they cannot imitate the soul or copy the soul. But then again, she had never encountered, like, a Chozo X. And, like, particularly Quiet Robe X. And, like, whether or not, I mean, regardless of whether or not the X can imitate the soul, they still copy and absorb the memories and emotions of their victims. And so like whether or not the X that took on or like absorbed Quiet Robe's form, like whether or not he actually gained a soul or not, may not be really important. because of the X absorbing Quiet Robe's own thoughts and memories and emotions. However, given that there is the precedent in this game of something that has no soul gaining a soul because of some connection with a character or another entity, it's not necessarily that far-fetched to assume that the X that did... I'm trying not to say the word infect, as in the X that infected Quiet Robe. And the reason I'm trying not to say that is because Quiet Robe was already dead. But, you know, the X that absorbed his corpse, or yeah, like, you know, given the precedent in this game of MB developing a soul, the concept of Quiet Robe also, or Quiet Robe X also developing a soul, I don't think is really that far-fetched. Especially when you consider not only Quiet Robe himself, but also, like, I lost my train of thought. You kind of understand what I mean. I suppose. I don't exactly know what I mean exactly, other than given, you know, what I said about the precedent of there actually being a precedent of something soulless developing a soul, and that the X absorbed the memories and emotions of their victims. And so, you know, the X having the memories and emotions of Quiet Robe, that in of itself developed a soul within the X. Alternatively... Ooh, that was a little loud, I apologize. Alternatively... the X knew that it had nowhere to hide, or nowhere to run. And so it's like, it knew that, like, it had no... like, its surrendering to Samus basically was out of a, like, trying to bargain. It's like, okay, look, let's make a deal. You don't just obliterate me into oblivion, and let me kill my nemesis, namely the Metroid DNA. And what I'll do by killing your Metroid DNA is I'll, like, return you back to normal, and you'll be able to get out of here. So, and by doing that, I'll also kill myself. So, you know, it's a win-win for you. You'll be able to get out here, and you'll be rid of me, and then I'll have died killing my nemesis. How do I get up there? Or no, wait, that's actually like the way I'm supposed to go or something. So is there... Maybe what I'm looking for is not even in this room. Yeah, maybe this is just an escape hatch of some kind. Like if you fall off the grapple points and fall there, well, there's a way out, so... Oh, yeah. Oh, right, I can just screw attack. So that's how I get up there. The whole thing with MB as well, just like... You know, much like Adam reincarnating as a computer. It's like him, basically, it's like flat out saying that Mother Brain reincarnated as MB, because mentioned how MB developed, like when she developed emotions, she also ended up like developing Mother Brain's consciousness. Let's see, it's... yeah, okay. And like... but yeah, her developing emotions and like a soul and whatnot. It's all very tragic. Because like... like she develops these things and then they have to be taken away from her, and like it's... like having emotions and having a soul are beautiful things. Oh, hello, little Navi wannabes. Navi being like Link's main fairy or whatever. Ah. So it's like, you know, to be granted or given, not granted, but given these beautiful things and then having them taken away from you. You know, you can just imagine the... And also just understand the feeling of betrayal. And also it's like in somebody that like has not matured. Like it's like you gain these things and emotions and whatnot. And because you've just gotten them, you have the maturity of of a child. And so, you know, like your first instinct when you feel betrayed is to lash out and, you know, unleash your wrath onto those who've offended you. And there's like no forgiveness. But, you know, properly, you know, normally such a child would be raised and loved and instructed how to be selfless and understand and let go of their own emotions and control their tempers and whatnot. But for like a mastermind supercomputer, like just receiving the emotions that she did, I mean, you know, there's like no reversing that, it seems. Which is also interesting, like in... Like, it was also... Like, well, you know, if you knew it was gonna happen, you know, why would you make it so she could gain emotions or whatever? Well, the thing is, as Madeline Bergman said, there actually was no precedent for an AI developing emotions on their own. And so, like, it, like, makes it all the more terrifying and, like, oh, we actually just messed up. Ow. I think I tried that same thing earlier and it didn't go very well. It's a Desbrachian. Okay. I see how it is. Yeah, you gotta be quick when it does that, otherwise it's just regenerating itself. What the? Gotcha. Die, you jerkface. Ooh, an XL charge. You know. Do you guys have bones? Well, as I said, their skin is probably made of, like, silicone or something. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a mo. Just 2 more expansions in this. Ah, yes. That was, Oh, yeah. I knew there was something in this room. It's like it gives you this long hallway, or long running runway. There's another thingamabobber in here somewhere. Or perhaps... Anyway, I didn't go in here? Oh. And that concludes Sector 3, I believe. Right? Yep, Sector 3, 100%. Yeah, so during the transition going to Sector 1, it just started glitching some more. And, well, I didn't quite feel like just... Didn't quite feel like just exiting out of the game and starting it up again just for the sake of showing going from Sector 3 to Sector 1. Ow. No wonder I was shooting over there. I was like, why am I just shooting over there? I'm supposed to be auto-aiming at these guys. Had enough, buddy boy? Oh, I know what that is. That's where the Desbrachian is, where I fought the Foon and Nahima? Is that what they're called? The two snake monsters? Which it didn't really occur to me that they were two different creatures altogether. Or they weren't the same thing. Now, I do remember in Fusion how there were two different large snake monsters. And so that explains what that was all about. Ow. Yeah, in theory, you could defeat one of these things in okay. I guess my software didn't feel like dealing with one of those either. My software had enough of those guys. Not like I really hate fighting those things. Because, you know, they're challenging, and in that sense they're fun to fight. But again, they're challenging, and so there's the dreadful aspect of it. Oh, okay. I think this is revealing a room I was looking for, but I don't really remember if I actually found it or not. Oh, yeah. Oh, right. It's in the control station or whatever. At least I think that's what it's telling me. Which makes me wonder if there's another Desbrachian in there. I shot at the door, expecting that to open it. Because, you know, typically, in a Metroid game, that's how you open a door. This game is different, though. Hey, Groganches. Bye, Groganches. Oh, right. Wait, I didn't get this one? Oh, what? You just respawn just like that? Huh. Oh, wrong button. Ah! Yeah. This is the room I was looking for. I think. Wait, no. Oh, I already found it. Never mind. Okay, in that case, no. Is it in here? It looks like it's telling me it's in here. No. Oh wait, what's this? Aha! Here we go. Oh, so there was something in here. Hmm? Oh wait, that's the vent. I think. I'm confused. It's right above me? Maybe... Wait, what? Oh, this is open. This was never open before. It's a nice little tree you got there. What's that? Nothing apparently. Hey. I don't remember. Oh, look at that. My energy count and missiles are the same. I already tried the power bomb. It is probably going to be one of those that has a very simple solution and it's like right under my nose. What's nice is that the beam actually illuminates over there. What's a bit confusing about the sound effect for the power bomb explosion is that it kind of sounds like there's glass breaking in the sound effect itself. And so whether or not you've actually busted something is ambiguous. Okay, well, I'm back to square one. I feel like something to do with the shine spark. But there's nothing that's indicating to me that that's the case. Was this another one that I had to look up how to do? Because I don't remember having to look up how to do this one. But I may have to do that. I mean, it's not the first time I've, it's not the first time where I've had to look up an expansion that I already found before. Because I just could not, for the life of me, remember. Alright, so I'm back. And I looked it up. And my feeling that it had to do with the speed booster was actually correct. However, I was going about it from the opposite direction. It's up there that I need to go. And kind of like how I said, turns out it did have a rather obvious solution. But I didn't see it because I was looking at it from completely the wrong direction. Maybe the most annoying aspect of that whole thing is that the video I go to in order to find, like, to know where all the missile expansions and stuff are, has a very uncouth thumbnail. One of those overly sexualized cartoons of Zero Suit Samus. Which, you know, it's a bit like Murphy's Law. But basically, oh wait a minute, I just came from there. What am I doing? An alternative phrasing of Murphy's Law, which I think is more accurate, is that if there is opportunity for evil to exist or to occur, then it will. just given the nature of man's heart, so. Now, of course, it's not totally accurate. Because it won't necessarily always happen. However, given enough trial, it will. Like, pretty much inevitably. Which, a reason I used to not be a particular fan of this game was a rather over, like, sexualization of Samus. While I'm still not a fan of that, I've tended to, or I've learned to be a bit less sensitive. Aha! Outran you, you frickin' piranha thingies. Yeah, while I'm still not a fan of just kind of the spotlight on Zero Suit Samus in this game. At the same time, I do understand that part of that is to emphasize Samus as a woman. Which really this game is like the first and kind of only Metroid game to emphasize that. But it just like briefly touches on it, which is nice. Because it's not like a I am woman, hear me roar sort of deal, but rather it's, you know, just pointing out that, well, you know, like, you know, badass bounty hunter or not, Samus is still a woman. So, that is part of her identity. And, you know, so that is, I would say, part of why I imagine Zero Suit Samus is given a bit more of a spotlight in this game, is to emphasize that. And also, like I said, like during the cutscene where Adam Malkovich dies, it's also to emphasize her vulnerability and humanity. But again, like I also said, it's still a bit much. And on the one hand, it is rather clearly the work of Team Ninja there, because like Team Ninja were the people who made like this beach volleyball game or whatever that was like overtly like sexualizing. And so, you know, no matter what reasons I give, yeah, for this game, okay. That was kind of out of nowhere, though. Whatever. Still one more that way. Well, no matter what reasons I give for this game, I can't really excuse the other. So, like I said, that's something I would put in the bad category for this game. Now, obviously, many people have no issue with the sexualization of Samus as a character. And to those people, I would say I think you need to examine yourself a bit. No, I'm not gonna say anything like, you know, you do you sort of thing. I will say, though, that there is room for, like, you know, personal conviction and whatnot. In my own personal belief. Okay. I forgot about you. Hopefully, I didn't just totally ruin the episode for some people by my discussion of the matter. But I did say that I intended to discuss everything, like every aspect of this game that I like and every aspect that I dislike. Oh, yay, I knew there was like one more. Let me just go ahead and save.
Sequence complete. Process successful.
And, you know, to those watching, I don't really intend to just get all preachy on you. You can just think of it more as how I view it. Now, if anybody wants to be like,
Well, why are you even bringing it up in the first place? I mean, why do you even notice that sort of thing?
Data recording. Restoration sequence.
To which I would say, that is a ridiculous question.
Process successful.
First of all, I'm a man. So I notice things about the female body. It is just inevitable. And secondly, as if it couldn't get even more inevitable to do so, when you have a very fit and attractive woman in a skin-tight bodysuit, well, you just made it even more inevitable to notice that sort of thing. Don't worry. I think I've said basically everything that needed to be said. Or that I wanted to say. I think, or rather that I think I've gotten my point across. So I will drop the subject. Again, love the music in this area.
Data recording. Initiate restoration sequence activated. Sequence complete. Process successful.
Now, one of the missile expansions that I did have to look up the first time was in this area. Again, floor sounding very waxed. Waxed and or buffed. Or, like, what's the kind of tile? Is it CVC? No. Maybe? It's like there's this kind of tile that just sounds sticky when you're walking on it all the time. It's like that kind of what it sounds like. But it obviously doesn't look like that, so... yeah. Behold. So there's this one, which for the life of me I could not figure out how to get to. And I was like going around here, and not once did I actually look in here and think, oh, I can actually jump. What the? Oh. Oh yeah, it's like... So that leaves just the two in the main sector, right? That I can't get to at this time. And this is the room where MB was destroyed. I have to say though, this door just kind of looks more like a garage door. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's cool. It just looks like a garage door is all. Ah! There, got him in here. Oh, locked him out again. You need a key, buddy? Nice coordination there, but I'm out of here, bud. Allow me to demonstrate one more time that you can use the Seeker Missile for shooting at enemies.
This elevator is bound for the main sector.
Thanks, Leslie Swan. I think is the name of the actress who does the voice for the PA or something like that. Alright. Well, I gotta go to the bathroom again, so BRB. Alright, I'm back. Oh. Just make our way over here in the most humorous way possible. How about? Okay. It's like it was last episode. I had taken a look down the corridor. I'm like, oh no, wait, this leads to the final boss. And like, I was just thinking, oh, this is Samus's hallway scene. You Star Wars fans know what I'm talking about when I say that. And for non-Star Wars fans, what I mean by that is how there are various characters in Star Wars that, you know, various badass characters in Star Wars that have like their really cool moment where they're just, oh wait, it's these guys. I forget what they're called. But yeah, like it involves them just going through a hallway and just plowing through a whole bunch of enemies. And it really started with Darth Vader in Rogue One. And then like it was either Darth Maul next or it was Luke Skywalker. I think Luke Skywalker's hallway scene came after that. Oh, Asvorians. 2 of you at the same time. But yeah, I'm basically like, yeah, well, this is Samus's hallway scene. Man, you guys are so much easier with the plasma beam and stuff. Oops, Zubizians. Something I just got excited by because I just realized it. Was notice how all of these enemies are emerging from these warp portals. I don't know why I didn't put that together earlier. Because it relates to my own personal theory of what's really going on the bottle ship. Like directly connected. And I don't know why I didn't realize it until just now. So it seems to corroborate my theory. It's like, as I've mentioned before, oh, the Redosian again. How, you know, MB or the Queen have mentioned how, you know, I'm approaching the final boss of the game. Like the real final boss of the game. And the fact that it's put in this post-credit gameplay seems to suggest to me that it's like insinuating that everything you were told of what was going on was actually not true. That there was another mastermind or puppeteer behind the scenes. Also, this guy is gonna kill me. Probably. And to me, anyway, it makes... Oh, nice. Yep. Yeah, different... I cut out there, but... Yeah, different guy, of course, but round 2 nonetheless. And, you know, given that it wouldn't be the first time that you were led to believe one thing about the plot, but only to find that that was untrue later. It's not really that far-fetched to assume that that's what the insinuation is of the final boss of this game. At least that's the way I see it. And I think it makes the story of Other M not only make a whole, like 1,000 times more sense, but it also makes the story of Other M rather cool, I think. I mean, it's not that it's not totally uncool as it is. It's just that, for the most part, it's, like, nonsensical. Also, yeah, that's what that looked like. But if my theory as to what the inclusion of this final boss is meant to convey is correct, then not only does that make the whole story a lot more sensical, but also, I think, more cool. And I feel like just noticing for the first time that all those enemies appeared out of warp portals or warp holes seem to corroborate my theory. But who is this final boss, you say? Only one way to find out. See those warp portals here again. See, I forget what these are called. This has such a great final boss feeling to it. I love it. And plus, it's extra epic when you realize that Phantoon, this guy, is literally the last of the space pirates. Except he's like back for vengeance and bigger and badder than ever. I mentioned this in my Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass walkthrough. It's interesting how it seems a rather common trope for like demonic entities to have their mouth and their eye in the same place. Rather puts a literal interpretation of the verse in the Bible that describes Satan, and the one phrase is seeking whom he may devour. So you got both sight and, or like both like eyes and mouth described in the same sentence. It's kind of like this is a literal representation of that. And Phantoon himself really is, like, next to Ridley, is the most devilish and demonic of the space pirates. Probably the most, actually. Given that like, oh, I've got more of these, I forget the names of these things. These gross hands with eyes. But like it's said how in Super Metroid there's like the Covern or the Coven, which are these clusters of souls. And it's like, it says, I think in the Metroid wiki, that actually Phantoon was the one responsible for that. That he like takes the souls of the dead on the wrecked ship and has them clustered together in like torment and agony. And so in that sense he is very much like the devil himself. So though it seems all final bosses, or all major bosses, like all major, I guess, are all analogous to the devil in their own way. Even Dark Samus. And I intend to, at some point, go into detail. Oh, whoops. Huh. I meant to do the finisher on his eye. Oh well. Now that time he actually, he looked like he actually blew up. Because, like, you know, whether or not he actually died in Super Metroid is debatable. But what I was saying earlier, before I continue that, is I intend to make an in-depth video on all the sort of subtle aspects of Prime 3 that suggest that Dark Samus is like kind of a representation of the devil himself. But like I said, it seems a lot of major Metroid villains, if not all the if not all, the major Metroid villains are in their own way analogous to the devil, so. Which is probably part of why I really like this series. Because I really like me a story where the supervillain is pretty much the devil. Which is why I really love things like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars and Metroid, etc. Dun, dun, dun. Now we're forced to use this bad boy. Or we get to use it, rather. But as I was saying, it's not exactly clear in Super Metroid if Phantoon actually died or not. Since he both appears and disappears the same way. Only when he disappears, he also, like, you know, has a bunch of explosions and stuff like that. So you could say that that clearly means that he died. But then again, Ridley went out the same way in Metroid Zero Mission. No. Okay. Yeah, and Ridley goes out the exact same way in Zero Mission, practically. And yet, he didn't actually die at that part. Oh, okay. Whew. I was like, how do I get up here? Alright, there's 100%. So, either that Phantoon that we faced is actually the same Phantoon and he's back for blood, or he's like a clone from like DNA fragments or remnants, just like Ridley and the Metroids and stuff like that. Oh, I can't shoot. Well, yeah, I'm locked in this point of view. But part of why I think, which I didn't quite go into like full detail, like what my theory was on Phantoon being the final boss. And it relates to why I think it's the very same Phantoon and not a clone. is because at this point in time, Phantoon would be the very last of the space pirates. And as I said, given that you're going around in this game and you're thinking one thing only to find that that's not actually the full picture, and it happens multiple times, and then you have this post-credit gameplay and you find there's a real final boss of this game, which heavily, I think, insinuates that it's that final boss is actually the real mastermind behind this whole story. And as I said, those warp portals of all those enemies assaulting us right before you face Phantoon clearly demonstrates that he is sending those creatures to attack Samus. And so, like, to me, it makes perfect sense that Phantoon would be the true mastermind behind this entire story, because, like, they're resurrecting the space pirates with this facility, they're resurrecting Metroids, and they're making sure that the Metroids cannot be frozen. And like, you know, bringing back Ridley and, like, as I said, the space pirates, and but then at the end they all get wiped out and it's all over. And so and all throughout this, Phantoon has still not revealed himself, and it's not like, you know, he could just be wandering around willy-nilly and not be noticed. Like, he's intentionally hiding, just creeping behind the scenes. And so, like I said, I think it's pretty clear, to me anyway, that it's insinuating that Phantoon is actually the one responsible for everything that's going on the bottle ship. And all the while he's keeping himself secret. Well, oh yeah, Phantoon can make himself invisible. I did forget about that. But he doesn't reveal himself until the whole facility has failed. And then he's like, okay, you know, I'm gonna deal with Samus myself. I'm gonna reveal myself finally, and I'm going to deal with Samus once and for all. And so it's like this ultimate battle between Samus, the destroyer of the space pirates, and the last of the space pirates. And also part of why I think Phantoon is the one truly behind all this is because, as I said before, like, there was the theory I mentioned of how, maybe the Federation are orchestrating chaos to accumulate more power, so that's why they're doing this. However, that's not really addressed exactly in this game. What is addressed in this game is the presence of Phantoon as the final boss. And if you take away the idea of it being orchestrated chaos or something to that effect, the plot of this game makes absolutely no sense. Like, why would the Federation go to the lengths that it did? Or, you know, the small party within the Federation, rather, not the entire Federation, because a good deal of the Federation is not on board with what's going on here. But, like, why would they do this? I mean, sure, maybe orchestrated chaos, but they're playing with things that are way beyond their control and way too deadly. And so I think it really suggests to me, like I said, well, the reason they're doing it is because Phantoon is the true mastermind behind all this. He's bringing back the space pirates, and all of this is his revenge. All of this is Phantoon, the last of the space pirates' revenge. So, now that I think I've fully explained myself, we can go to the final sequence. Oh, there's the reason there's the piano bit at the beginning. Except it has strings during this part too, which is really pretty.
Madeline, thanks for telling me all this. I've got to destroy the Metroids and MB in Sector 0. You have to remain hidden.
No! Samus!
Don't worry. The Galactic Federation CO, who's here now, will help you.
Self-destruction protocol activated. Please evacuate the facility immediately.
You couldn't have picked a less generic alarm.
5 minutes until detonation. Please evacuate the facility immediately.
And this is what I had mentioned before. Now, like I said, it doesn't really make a whole world of sense why you would still be in your Zero suit throughout all this. It's really more about... Wait, huh? You know, just shoehorning this section to, like,
4 minutes until detonation.
you know, give you a 3D Zero Suit Samus experience. Also, the Super Zedesians are all over the place. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, here's where the slide mechanic comes in. Also, when I was playing through this part for the first time,
Detonation. Please
it didn't, like, I was like going through, and then I was like, it was an exciting moment because I was like, oh yeah, I have the paralyzer pistol. It's like I totally forgot she had that. Oh boy. And it's bringing back, like, sort of the...
Minutes until detonation. Please evacuate the facility immediately.
like bringing back the escape music from both Super Metroid and Fusion, which is just the same as Ridley's theme.
Sorry for keeping you waiting, Adam. Let's go home.
She looks a bit like Scarlett Johansson there. What's a Metroid game without a countdown? Not, that's what.
Perfect. Congratulations.
Thanks, Jessica Martin. AKA Samus in this game. Well, there you have it. Metroid Other M. Let's see. This doesn't seem to be working. Oh, is that supposed to be Ian? That's Lyle. That's Maurice. It's James Pierce, who was the deleted. Ah, that's KG. Malin Bergman. MB. Is the Federation guy at the end. Scientist at the beginning. The different creatures we fought. Teenage Samus. Ah, yes. The nightmare. Is that... Yeah, that's Mother Brain. There's the Desbrachians. Yeah. That little toddler Samus. Cutie. Что это? What's that outfit? It's kind of cute, whatever it is. Actually, it's real cute. It's not like a dress or anything, is it? Or is it just a shirt or top of some kind? The final sequence there. What's this? Sector 0. Ah, yes, the Queen Metroid. Seems they're suggesting Samus was pretty awkward. Also seems like they were like experimenting with like various reactions to like Ian putting his hand on her shoulder. So I got like just shock or irritation. It's like in that one, he's like, "Look, look, they're taking a picture." It's like in these two, you got Adam in the background smiling, but like this one's closer to what ends up being the actual picture in the whatever. I guess this is kind of insinuating that she and Ian were kind of a thing? Or at least Ian... I mean, maybe they were more like siblings, you know? But, like...
These reactions are hilarious. Especially that one right there. It's like, look! They're taking a picture and she's like, ah, get off of me! Or something like that. Still think that outfit's really cute. Ah, yes. The evil mastermind. Battery's running low, yes sir, but fortunately I'm gonna be off soon, so. Yes, little birdie, aka Baby Ridley. We'll call it there. As I said before, I really love this game. I can understand a lot of the hate that it gets, but I also want to assert that a lot of it is undeserved, I think. And, you know, while a lot of people would like to throw away this game and be like, we don't talk about Other M or something like that, my fervent belief is that it does indeed belong in the Metroid series. And, like, it has big flaws, like I've laid out. But it also has big strengths, too. And is also the origin of a lot of cool, badass aspects of Samus that later come back in, like, you know, Dread and Samus Returns and stuff like that. And, you know, I think I've done a pretty good job. Just, you know, acknowledging and pointing out the things that I don't like about this game, while also emphasizing the parts that I love about this game, and talking about why I think overall it is a good game. And it's like, you know, no matter, like, regardless of the parts that, you know, make me cringe or just roll my eyes, I always have so much fun when I play this game. And that's what a game is meant to be. Like, a game is, in of itself, a game is not meant to convey a story. A game is not meant to provide lore or action, or the best action, or, you know, things like that. The number one priority of a game is to be fun.
And this game is a lot of fun. And so, yeah. You know, I would recommend, you know, people who haven't tried this but want to give it a shot, or haven't given this game a shot, like, I was one such person. I didn't give this game a shot. I just looked at it from the outside. But then one fellow I used to watch talked about how, yes, he acknowledges that Other M has its flaws, but he also really likes the game. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll give it a shot. So that's what I did, and I really like it. I was not disappointed. So, with all of that being said and established, thank you all so much for watching. As always, God bless. And I hope to see y'all next time. Ciao.